Dear friends, in the Muslim Manthan series, until last week, we tried to understand a very deep and meaningful connection. We saw that a person's character is connected to patience. Patience is connected to our everyday habits. And those habits are connected to our awareness of God, our consciousness. In other words, if a person's consciousness changes, their habits begin to change. When habits change, patience grows. And when patience becomes stronger, a person's character also begins to improve. Last week, I made a promise to you. I said that now that we have understood this connection with consciousness, we will begin discussing how we can awaken this consciousness within ourselves. But before we begin the journey, there is something very important to understand. God is not a subject that can be fully explained in 1 or 2 episodes. The more we think about Him, the more we realize how far beyond human understanding He truly is. He is infinite. And anything that is infinite cannot be fully explained in just a few words or a few minutes conversation. But that also doesn't mean we should stop trying. The truth is, we may never be able to completely understand God. But trying to understand Him is certainly our responsibility. And when this search is sincere, when it is carried out with honesty and a pure intention, then friends, God Himself guides a person. So let us begin today, the first part of this new journey. Evidence for the existence of God. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, who is one, the only one, whose mercy has no limits, no measure, and never comes to an end. The moment we mention God, many questions naturally come into people's minds. Is there really a God? If there is, why can't we see Him? If He exists, why is there so much suffering, injustice, and violence in this world and around us? If He created us, why does He make us go through such hardships and tests? And if God truly exists, which He, of course, why doesn't science give us clear proof of His existence? And these are not the only questions. Every human being has many such questions like these. Unfortunately, many people, most of the times, never receive answers that truly satisfy them. As a result, some gradually begin to question God's existence itself, and some eventually become atheists. Today, around 15% of the world's population, nearly 1.2 billion people, identify themselves as atheists or hold similar beliefs. But there is something even more thought-provoking. Among those who do believe in God, no matter which religion they follow or in what form they believe, even a large number of them have slowly become spiritually tired. They believe in God, but they no longer feel His presence in their daily lives. Their prayers continue, their religious practices continue, but deep inside their hearts, they do not experience that peace, that closeness, that living relationship with God which truly transforms a person. And when the way we live our lives and the principles that God has given us, they start moving in different directions, then slowly, even while believing in God, a person begins to feel distant from Him. And from this distance comes frustration, confusion, and sometimes even unending complaints. So today, let us make a small effort to make this difficult subject a little easier. First, take a look around you. Take a look around you. The sun rising every morning, the sun setting every evening, the seasons changing at the right time, clouds bringing rain, and then that same water returning to the sky through rivers, oceans, and evaporation. The countless fruits, flowers, crops, animals, and living creatures on this planet Earth. The air we breathe, the water we drink, and everything necessary for life already available on this planet. We see all of this every single day, so often that we no longer feel surprised by it. But just think for a moment. If even one part of this entire system changed slightly, would life continue the way it does today? Probably not. So simply saying that all of this happened without any reason, or that everything came into existence purely by accident or coincidence, is not something that is easy to accept or reconcile with. Now there is something important to understand here. Indeed, science has made remarkable progress in helping us understand many mysteries of the universe. But the last mystery is yet to be defined. Science explains how rain forms, how the sun and the moon move in their precise order, how plants grow, and how the human body works and functions. But one question still remains. Why is this entire system the way it is? And how did these laws of nature come into existence? And why are they so precise, so balanced, that life has become possible? Friends, the truth is that even today, science and the entire community of scientists have not produced any proof that this entire universe came into existence on its own, without any cause, without any purpose, and without any design. In fact, the more deeply science studies the universe, the more it discovers that every part of creation is connected to every other part. So much so that even a small change in one place can affect the entire system. So at the very least, isn't it worth thinking about this? If we see a perfect order everywhere, could there also be someone behind this order? People may debate this question. Different people may have different opinions. But rejecting this question without even thinking about it, without giving a thought to it, may not be fair. Now let us look at our own lives. We often believe that we achieve everything through our own hard work. But is that really true? Just think about a single meal. That food first had to grow from the earth. The rain had to fall at the right time. The weather had to remain suitable. The food had to reach you. You had to have the ability to buy it. And finally, your body had to digest it properly. How many of these things are actually under your control? How many? The truth is, whenever we make any decision, for that decision to become reality, countless other things must also happen in our favor. And how often does it happen? That just one small thing does not go according to plan, and the entire plan changes. So the question is, who is coordinating these countless possibilities together? For today, I only want to make one request to you. Start thinking about these questions. Look around you. Look at your own self, your own life. And above all, look within yourself. I'm not saying that after today's discussion, every question you have will be answered. Perhaps they won't. In fact, you will find yourself asking even more questions. Many new arguments may come into your mind. But don't be afraid of them. Don't suppress them. Let them come. Welcome them all. Because when a person begins to think honestly, every argument naturally gives rise to another argument. One question leads to another. And gradually, those very questions begin to guide a person towards their answers. This process of thinking, this reflection, this inner dialogue slowly brings a person closer to the final eternal truth. So don't run away from questions. Don't be afraid of reasoning. Simply continue your search with honesty, because the truth does not need blind belief. Blind belief. The truth is capable of facing every sincere question. And I truly believe, if your intention is to sincerely discover the truth, then God will certainly guide you towards Himself. With these thoughts, perhaps noble thoughts, we will continue this discussion in next episode, inshallah, God willing. Thank you very much. Wa akhiru dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. And our final prayer is that all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of all the worlds. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, the mercy of Allah, and His blessings be upon you all.